Have you always believed that everyone who loves and cares about you naturally wishes for your success, wants you to fly higher and farther? This seems to be a self-evident assumption in human society, a beautiful fairy tale about support and love. However, I ask you to pause for a moment and allow a revolutionary, unsettling thought to subtly emerge in the depths of your mind. What if that's not actually the case? What if the people closest to you, those who verbally cheer and bless you subconsciously, and even in their unconscious behavior patterns, don't truly want you to succeed? Does this thought feel like a sharp knife, instantly cutting through the softest barrier of trust within you, revealing a chilling truth? Have you ever experienced this? When you enthusiastically share your grand plans, you always hear some well-intentioned dissuasions, some advice that seems caring, but is actually discouraging. Don't work too hard. Your health is most important. That's too risky. Isn't it better to play it safe? You're already excellent. No need to push so hard. When you achieve some small success, they might congratulate you superficially, but their eyes flicker with a complex light. Is it envy, incomprehension, or something deeper? An unspeakable resistance you can't quite name? Your success is understated in their words, attributed to luck, or even implicitly questioned for its legitimacy. Do you feel that subtle exclusion, that invisible resistance? Not like overt hostile attacks, but like soft yet tenacious stumbling blocks permeating every aspect of your life. This feeling is like someone lighting a small lamp behind you in a dark room, yet quietly pushing you into the shadows, preventing you from ever basking in full light. This confusion and self-doubt lead you to scrutinize yourself. Am I too sensitive? Or do I simply not deserve the success I crave? So why might the people closest to you, those who should be your greatest supporters, inadvertently hinder your success? This isn't simple malice or betrayal, but a complex mechanism rooted in deep human psychology and the collective unconscious. Firstly, the most direct reason is envy and resentment. As your light grows brighter, it naturally illuminates the mediocrity and dissatisfaction of those around you. Your progress in their eyes is not an inspiration but a cruel comparison, even an accusation against their own stagnation. This envy might stem from their unfulfilled dreams, from regrets about their own choices, or from frustration with their limitations. This deep-seated resentment often doesn't manifest directly as hostility, but as a sour grapes mentality, seeking psychological balance by belittling your achievements, questioning your motives, or even spreading negative remarks. They'll say, "He just got lucky. He's too opportunistic. He's changed. He's not the person he used to be." This mindset, like a plague, silently erodes relationships that should be mutually supportive. Secondly, there is the fear of change and loss of control. Your success means you will enter a new circle, gain new resources, and meet new people. This change, for those around you who are accustomed to your current state, represents immense uncertainty. They fear you have changed, fear you no longer belong to their world, fear you have surpassed their understanding and control. Your success shatters their familiar comfort zone, shaking the social order and interpersonal balance they are used to. You are like a satellite that has left its fixed orbit, making them feel uneasy and anxious. This fear leads them to try to pull you back, using subtle influence, verbal hints, or even emotional blackmail to stop your progress. They'll say, "We're all so proud of you, but don't forget your old friends." Seemingly warm, these words subtly imply resistance to your transformation. A deeper reason is the herd mentality within the collective unconscious and the rejection of individual excellence. Society, to a large extent, is a structure maintained by collective norms and egalitarian values. Individuals who choose to be unconventional and pursue excellence are often perceived as a threat to the herd's order. Your success precisely demonstrates the possibility of breaking the mold, which, for those content with the status quo and fearful of risk, is a potential accusation and challenge. Subconsciously, they wish everyone would remain roughly the same, because that is the safest and easiest path. As Nietzsche observed, humanity has a deep-rooted herd morality tendency, which suppresses individual differences and advocates for a mediocre egalitarianism. When you try to transcend this average line, you become an outlier. Your light, far from illuminating them, makes their own shadows feel even darker. They may even unconsciously believe that your success is a crime against their own unfulfilled potential because it shatters the illusion of a fair world they rely on. This invisible pressure often makes you feel like you're walking on thin ice, every step difficult as you pursue your dreams. This phenomenon of people around you not wanting you to succeed is not unfounded. It subtly permeates your life, causing deep and hidden impacts. You may begin to self-doubt, internalizing others' negative feedback, believing that your goals are too unrealistic or your abilities truly insufficient. This internalized doubt, like a virus, erodes your confidence, making you hesitate at critical moments, or even actively abandon opportunities that could have been realized. You subconsciously begin to adjust your pace, slow down, lower expectations to fit into the comfort zone of those around you, thereby avoiding their discomfort and potential rejection. This is a form of self-censorship, a castration of your own will to power. Secondly, it will drain your precious mental energy. When you have to expend energy resisting subtle opposition from those closest to you, the energy you could use for creation, growth, and solving practical problems is greatly diminished. You spend time explaining, appeasing, balancing relationships, and dealing with the hidden conflicts triggered by your success, instead of fully dedicating yourself to your work or personal development. It's like you're climbing a mountain, but someone behind you is quietly tugging at your coattail, making every step exceptionally heavy. And perhaps just as you're about to reach the summit, unexpectedly pulling you down. You feel exhausted but don't know the true source of your fatigue. The deeper impact is that it distorts your definition of success. To maintain relationships with those around you, you may unconsciously define success as a state of not offending others, a balance of not surpassing them too much. You no longer pursue ultimate excellence and endless self-overcoming, but rather a just right success, one that satisfies your desires without causing too much pressure or threat to those around you. This compromise will ultimately make you lose the courage to pursue true greatness, stopping you just above mediocrity, forever preventing you from reaching the true peak of your life. You live a life shaped by others' expectations, not a masterpiece sculpted by your own will. This state Nietzsche calls slavery, a spiritual self-imprisonment more terrifying than any physical shackles. So, faced with this stifling, subtle resistance, how can you break free and achieve your true freedom and excellence. This requires a complete revaluation of values, an inner revolution. The first and most crucial step is to recognize and accept the existence of this phenomenon. Stop self-doubt. Stop blaming yourself for being too excellent or not fitting in. You need to clearly understand that this resistance is not personal malice, but a projection of common human psychological weaknesses and the collective unconscious. Once you understand this mechanism, you will not be troubled by it, nor will you internalize others' negative reactions as your own shortcomings. This is a powerful cognitive liberation. Secondly, you need to redefine your standards of success, making them completely independent of external evaluation. Your success is no longer about pleasing anyone, no longer about gaining others' approval or praise. It is the manifestation of your own will to power, a process of continuous expansion of your inner vitality and self-overcoming. Your goals are no longer labels set by society for you, but your deepest, most primal desires. You must ask yourself, why am I doing this? Is it to live out my highest potential, to create my unique value, to achieve my own excellence? When your motivation comes entirely from within, others' envy, jealousy, or disparagement can no longer touch your core, let alone shake your will. Thirdly, embrace necessary solitude. When you choose a path different from the norm, when your light surpasses the tolerance of those around you, some relationships are bound to fade away. This is not your loss, but a purification of your energy field. You need the courage to bear this solitude, to enjoy it. Because in solitude, your will can be most purely forged, and your thoughts can be most clearly settled. True strengths are often solitary. Those who genuinely understand and support you, even if few in number, will be invaluable on your solitary journey. And those who cannot walk with you, whether out of envy or fear, will remain on the shore of the past. This is not betrayal, it is life's natural selection, a necessary filtering and sifting by great health. The ultimate insight is not about how to change those around you who don't want you to succeed. That is a futile effort, for you cannot control the inner world of others. The true power lies in how you change yourself, how you build a mind strong enough to penetrate all noise and resistance. Your success is not a victory over them, but a complete affirmation of your own will, a full eruption of your life force. When you no longer depend on any external validation, no longer constrained by any external negative emotions, you are truly free. Imagine yourself as that majestic mountain, and the people around you are perhaps the villages at its foot, or the forests on its slopes. They have their own lives, their vision limited by the terrain. Your height, your solitude, your grandeur are unimaginable and unattainable to them. Your very existence is a transcendence of limits, a disdain for mediocrity, and the highest affirmation of life's infinite possibilities. This power is so strong that it makes souls content with the status quo and afraid of change feel uneasy, even a primal, ineffable terror. But this fear does not stem from oppression you impose, but from the purity and strength of your inner vitality, which ruthlessly reflects their own shortcomings. So, gather your courage and live out your most authentic, most powerful self. Pursue the wildest dreams deep within you, even if it means breaking some old relationships, enduring some solitude, or or even being misunderstood or rejected by those around you. Let their disinclination become your even stronger motivation. Let their caution become your fearless stepping stone, for the core of your life is your unconquerable will to power, your eternal desire for self-overcoming. You don't need their blessings. Your life in itself is the most magnificent celebration, a complete conquest of all limitations. Create, become, transcend. Let your success be the highest proof of your existence.